Xiaomi has been occupied. Its 12S scope of gadgets have as of late been declared, and following on is the mid-range 12 Lite model that guarantees the exemplary Xiaomi experience at a humble cost. In any case, in a furiously cutthroat area of the market, might the Chinese model at any point contend? Here is the full tech counselor audit of the Xiaomi 12 Lite. Design and assemble. Comfortable, light chassis. Pretty variety schemes. No IP waterproof rating. Normally, the light postfix on a cell phone means a minimized spec sheet, yet with the Xiaomi 12 Lite, this appears to be all the more accurately applied to the chassis, tipping the scales at a truly comfortable 173 grams. It's a pleasant gadget to hold for broadened periods. In addition to the 159x74x 7.3mm sits well in the hand, rolling out a decent improvement from the cumbersome 200 grams edges that appear to have turned into the standard somewhat recently, or somewhere in the vicinity. The variety plot is likewise new, with a decision of pink, dark, or the green on my survey model. The glass backboard is graduated, so as you slant it in the light it changes variety in an exceptionally satisfying way. In the upper left corner of the board there's likewise a raised rectangular region that houses the triple camera exhibit. The glass is clear, with a light blue-green tone that again looks savvy. Similarly as with the Redmi Note 11 Ace 5G that I evaluated as of late, the edges are squared off as opposed to the bended sort, which highlighted on the Xiaomi 11 Lite 5G from the year before. This adds to the grasp and gives the 12 Lite a cutting-edge stylish. The front board is made up for the most part of the 6.55 in AMOLED show, with just a focal poke hole gap for the camera intruding on the designs. This is somewhat empowered by an undershow unique finger impression sensor which recovers space. In addition to it likewise implies that the power button on the right flank is little as it doesn't have to house a sensor by the same token. Add to this the volume controls, double SIM opening and twin speakers, and the outcome is an alluring gadget that is really good to utilize. The presentation is safeguarded by Corning Gorilla Glass 5, so it ought to endure a fair piece of mileage. However, there's no recorded IP rating on the 12 Lite. Get it far from water however and it ought to be fine, particularly assuming you utilize the included silicone case that Xiaomi places in the crate. Close by this, you'll likewise track down a 67W quick charger and link to renew the 300 mAh battery by means of the telephone's USB-C port. Screen and speakers. 6.55 in AMOLED Full HD+, 120Hz refresh rate, HDR10+ and Dolby Vision. Stereo speakers. The 6.55 in AMOLED Full HD+ board on the 12 Lite is even and gives a lot of variety and definition. You can pick either 60 or 120 Hz refresh rates, with the previous saving money on battery duration, and the last option offering smooth looking over. Not that the 60 Hz choice isn't great, yet whenever you've turned on the 120 Hz setting, you'll likely need to leave it there as it feels perfect. This is all improved by the presentation's help for HDR10+, Dolby Vision, as well as something Xiaomi calls True Color, which reinforces the range of the board. The Xiaomi 12 Lite doesn't have the most brilliant screen available, with my estimations appearing around 450 nits greatest. However, that demonstrated to the point of taking care of splendid daylight generally. When gone up to full, inside or on additional cloudy days, you will not have any issue seeing what's on the presentation. Specs and execution. Snapdragon 778G SoC, 8GB Smash, 128GB storage, double SIM. Maybe shockingly, Xiaomi has fitted the 12 Lite with the very Snapdragon 778G processor that showed up in the past age 11 Lite 5G. Whether this is down to the overall lack of processors that has been happening for the last year or so is obscure. Yet to be fair, the exhibition of the 12 Lite for most things individuals will typically do with their cell phones is on the cache. Opening applications and traveling through different screens and menus are quick and responsive. There's no recognizable slack while utilizing the gadget by any stretch of the imagination. And, surprisingly, in the cameras you get a speedy send-off with the cameras all set. Fundamental if that definitive second shows up before your eyes. The Xiaomi 12 and Xiaomi 12 Star both have the lead Qualcomm 8 Gen 1 processor, so this is a key distinction. Presumably the 8GB of Smash that comes in this variation assists with the presentation, in spite of the fact that you can arrange a 6GB form to set aside some cache. Xiaomi likewise offers a virtual memory expansion include that will probably nominate up to 3GB of installed storage as SLAM. The telephone's greater siblings accompany up to 12GB of SLAM, so uncovered that as a main priority assuming you think you'll require more power. Storage itself is a standard 128GB of UFS 2.2, however again you can select 256GB in the event that you think this will be excessively little. In a move that will disturb a few clients, Xiaomi has ruled against supporting microSD cards in the 12 Lite. with the double card opening just fit for holding SIM cards. In numerous ways, the Xiaomi 12 Lite offers most of its specs with the Xiaomi 11 Lite 5G. There's a similar processor I referenced above, storage and memory setups, and the rundown go on as far as Wi-Fi 6, NFC, Bluetooth 5.2. Also, the showcase is basically the same, albeit the 12 Lite goes up to 120Hz refresh rate where the 11 Lite tops out at 90Hz. Cameras: 108MP f/1.88 principal camera with Samsung HM2 sensor, 8MP ultra-wide and 2MP large-scale. Night mode: 32MP selfie camera. Mid-range gadgets frequently live or pass on by their cameras. All things considered, the Xiaomi 12 Lite is in an exceptionally solid state, and ought to most likely make it easily to advanced age. The triple camera mix of 108MP f/1.88 primary, 8MP f/2.2 super wide, and 2MP f/2.4 large scale turn in a few genuinely great outcomes. Programming and applications: MIUI 13. Android 12. Security refreshes until July 2026. In the event that there's one point of concern on the 12 Lite, it's presumably the product. Try not to misunderstand me. MIUI 13 is a completely workable framework that offers a lot of elements. However, it takes a little becoming acclimated to. Also, I'm not the main individual at Tech Council Pinnacles to view this as the case. For example, backdrops and topics generally come through a subject store. There's a lot of free stuff, and you get ones packaged in with the telephone. However, it's a marginally unique way to deal with a portion of different forms of Android that you might have proactively utilized. Battery duration and charging: 4300 mAh battery, 67W quick charging, Xiaomi adaptive charge. Battery duration on the Xiaomi 12 Lite is exceptionally respectable, utilizing the telephone vigorously across a day, observing some YouTube recordings, bunches of web perusing, messaging, virtual entertainment applications, and, surprisingly, a periodic call left me with around 30% in the tank at sleep time. Dialing down on the screen time implied that I could undoubtedly get past 2 days on a solitary charge. Not that getting the gadget back to 100% is quite a bit of a bother.